Welcome back, brothers and sisters of Christ. My name is Brianna and I'm back with another video. And for today's video is it won't be forced. Something that I've noticed is that anything you have to force is not from God. When something is from God, you'll know, because everything will literally fall and flow into place so smooth and perfectly you won't even have to question it. Like, I'm sure we all had heard the saying, everything happens for a reason. And I'm a strong believer in that, because when God wants something to happen, it will. You know, and if God doesn't want something to happen, it won't. And no amount of trying to force it will change it. It still won't work if that's not what God has for you. And I remember when I decided I wanted to move out of state, I prayed about it and everything began to fall into place so perfectly. So I knew that that's where God wanted me to be. And I remember someone had asked me, like, why there? Like, why are you moving out of state there? And my response was, because I prayed about it and everything fell into place. So I knew when God is clearly saying no about something. I know when God is clearly saying no about something. And when you try to force it, what God didn't bless, you will ruin yourself and you make your life harder. I'm sure there's been plenty of times we found ourselves in situations that, like, it just won't work. Like, no matter how hard you try, it just won't work. You know, we're trying to force something that God did not bless. That's why it's not working. God didn't bless that because that's not in his will. That was in your own will. That was what your flesh desired. There were times I wanted to have certain jobs. I would be applying to so many jobs, getting no interviews, or I was getting the interviews but was not getting the jobs. So I was stuck, you know, because God said no. If he wanted me to leave the times that I tried to leave to the certain jobs that I tried to go to, then I would have gotten those jobs. He didn't want me to, so it wasn't working. I was trying to force it. Okay, like I'm applying, like I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And another one is trying to force a romantic relationship, romantic partners to act right. This is a huge one. This is a common one. If you have to force someone to act right in a relationship, it is not from God. You know, if God said they are not the one, or that they're not ready, because it may not just be the time, you will not be able to force them to be ready. You will not be able to force them to act right. Our actions do not override God's power and his answers that are no. You know, even when it comes to entrepreneurship. Now, I understand entrepreneurship comes with trial and error. But even in certain cases, it may be God saying no. It may be God saying not right now. Or it may be God saying not this type of business. For example, I tried to go on a business venture years ago. I wanted to do cosmetic lip glosses. And before I could even launch, I just couldn't for the life of me master the simple steps to even start. Like, I felt like I had a passion for it, but it was like nothing was working out for me to even launch. Like, I'm like, there was just always a conflict arising. So about a year ago, I finally was like, you know, I'm ready. You know, I had got all the supplies, bought everything I needed, finally was able to get everything that I need, and I was like, I'm ready. I literally ended up losing interest in that type of business altogether. Like, the moment everything came in the mail for that business, I was like, I don't want to do this no more. And I realized all along I was forcing this. You know, that's not what God had for me. That's why it wasn't working. So for me, in that situation, I feel like it was like not this type of business. The Lord was telling me that you're going to be in the business, you're going to be in entrepreneurship, but not this. And that also falls into the line is using, oh no, that was a different video, sorry. Okay, so the Lord has always let me know that I'll be an entrepreneur, but I was in the wrong area, okay? So let the Lord lead you. You know, seek him. Don't force anything. Follow his lead. Wait on him to reveal things. Don't get impatient. Don't do things out of his will. It only delays you and make things difficult. Let him order your steps. And when things begin to fall in place, that's the Lord's way of letting you know and showing you that this is his will for your life. You are on the right path. This is what I'm telling you to do. Because the Lord is not, when it's from the Lord, he ain't finna have us losing our mind, stressing, pulling our hair out, like trying to do certain things in life. You know, he don't want us to go through all these crazy things to live out our purpose in life. Like as I had mentioned before, like certain jobs, like For an example, like to be a model, they have you on these like strict eating habits, and you have to be a certain weight, and a lot of people, you know, like eating, you have to go through depression and eating disorders. That's not from the Lord. That's not something that the Lord will want you to endure. No, you know, so don't try to force anything. Anything from God will not be forced. When it's from God, it falls right into place. You'll know. He'll give you that reassurance. He'll give you that feeling. You'll know. You'll feel it. But if this word is not for you, it's for somebody else. Remember, I'm telling y'all this because I love y'all. God bless.